We spent a lot of time reading in 2013, and in 2014 we get to be rewarded with all the sequels that are coming out. So we just chose a few sequels of series that we have been following, and we're just going to kind of present to you them and the dates that they're coming out, so things you have to look forward to.
The first book we are looking at has already come out. It came out January 14th, and it is the sequel to Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, and it is called The Hollow City.
Yes.
And I have started the first book, and I like it. I really like the whole found photography thing. And so I know that I'm going to definitely pick up the next book. It looks really, really pretty. Like, I love the cover, and I just love how they bind these books.
So, yeah. I haven't read it, but it's definitely on my list. And now that the sequel's out, I think I'm probably just going to blow through the two of them. So, if you haven't already picked up your copy of Hollow City, if you've read the first one, it's out there, so have fun.
Yeah.
The next book on our list is called The Boy in Smoke, and it is actually a prequel to The Name of the Star by Maureen Johnson. I really love The Name of the Star.
Yeah, I liked it too. I really liked the sequel. It's a really, really weird but interesting concept that really works.
She did a really good job. So having the prequel out will be very interesting. It follows Stephen and how he got his powers and his process for becoming like a ghost mystery hunter. So I'm not sure exactly how we're going to be able to get our hands on this book. It comes out March 3rd. It sounds like it's going to be a novella kind of deal. But it's coming out for a special reading festival in the UK. So it's going to be an interesting process to get your hands on it, but when we figure out how to do it, we'll let you know.
It'll be totally worth it.
So, The Boy in the Smoke by Maureen Johnson.
The next book on our list comes out April 8th, and it is Dreams of Gods and Monsters, which is the last book in the series started by A Daughter of Smoke and Bone. The author's Laini Taylor. And it's a really, really interesting concept. I really liked the first one. You were
kind of bored. But it was still a very interesting concept, I'll admit that.
I'm about halfway through the second one. I'm not too impressed, but I know I'm going to finish it because I'm going to want to know how the story ends. And just the cover art for these books, they're very pretty. And, like, I bought the first one alone just based on the cover art, I'm just going to admit it. But yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. Check out the first one, and the third one comes out April 8th.
So the next book that is coming out is City of Heavenly Fire, which comes out May 27th, to keep with her trend. It is the last book in the Mortal Instruments series, a series that has been going on since I've been in high school.
But the thing is, we like it.
We do like it, and it's been very smart. It has been very good to us. So we are very excited to finally see the end and see how it all comes together, because we have a lot of faith.
I am super pumped about this just because I've really loved these books, and the last two books in the series have been a little bit iffy, but after seeing what she did with the Infernal Devices and how it seemed a little bit iffy and then she just hit it home with the third one, I have faith that everything, and even the stuff that looks kind of wishy-washy, is going to make perfect sense. So I am pumped for this.
So May 27th, hold your breath because it's coming. Next book on our list is Lair of Dreams by Libba Bray. And I just kind of found out about the Diviners before Christmas, and I read it, and I'm in love with it.
I spent a year screaming at you to read this book.
I don't remember any of that.
I was just like, read the Diviners, and you're like, oh, I'll get to it. I'm like, it's by Libba Bray, and you're like, I'll get to it. I liked Beauty Queens, and I'm just like, read the goddamn book, woman.
I don't remember any of this.
I texted you. I was like, I have read this book, and it is awesome. So basically, from that little outburst there, The Diviners was wonderful because Libba Bray has returned to her ultimate strength, which is period fiction. And I'm not saying that Going Bovine and Beauty Queens were bad. They were, like, wonderfully, amazingly perfect. But this is, I think, where she really, really shines.
Is just, yeah, she just gets right in there and throws everything about that period at you, and she does all her themes and the issues of the time, and she just brings them out and plays with them, and it's wonderful.
And The Diviners, it's the Roaring Twenties, and just everything is great. You have the supernatural element and just, like, the social element, and it was just great, and I am so so pumped for this book because there are so many unanswered questions that I just can't wait to start finding out what's actually happening.
It's going to be so wonderful. And this book, it was supposed to come out soon, actually, like sometime in the winter, but it has been moved back to August. So be patient, but it is coming. And if you haven't picked up The Diviners yet...
Oh, you should. It is just like...
happiness.
It is so good. The best thing to come out of The Mortal Instruments and the Infernal Devices by Cassandra Clare is the character Magnus Bane. He is just a ray of sunshine in a very dull, plain world. And for the last year or so, Cassandra Clare and a few other big names like Maureen Johnson have been working on a series of short stories about Magnus Bane, and they're called the Bane Chronicles, and on September 2nd, they're putting these into a nice, pretty hardcover book, and I am so excited because I've been holding back until this book comes out.
It is going to be pretty wonderful. So if you are a fan of the Mortal Instruments series, and more particularly Magnus Bane, you're going to want to check this book out again on September 2nd. And last book on our list is Clariel by Garth Nix.
And this book holds a very, very special place in our hearts because we discovered the Sabriel trilogy at the time, at about the same time that we actually met. And so we have been waiting for this book. And he has been saying that he's going to write this book. And then he ended up writing like this 7-part series, which is also very good, and a couple of other standalone novels. And he's like, oh yeah, I'll get to it when I get to it. Well, he's finally gotten to it.
It is pretty exciting because this character was only kind of side mentioned in the books, but apparently she has a whole backstory and it sounds pretty fascinating. So if you haven't read the Apprison trilogy, I suggest you pick it up. It's a very excellent and unique read.
It is. I think it's considered a dark fantasy. It is so good.
It really is. So Clariel will be out sometime in September. I don't know when. They haven't told us, but sometime in September.
So yeah, those are the books of 2014 that we are really, really pumped for. So if you have any books that you are excited for, post them down in the comments. We love book recommendations.
We'll check them out, we swear. So,
Okay.
see you guys later.
Bye.